And one of the things that you were passionate about was also exercise, which I'm also very passionate about. Are you still utilizing that as part of your approach?
Yeah, absolutely. I bought the X3 bar. Well, I was gifted the X3 bar actually from a very generous member there actually. And totally hooked on that. I am currently doing an experiment because I've been doing a lot of studies on muscle maintenance and strength maintenance, and I just couldn't believe the findings. So I'm doing it myself. And I found this very difficult because I've trained all my life, literally since I was like 14. I've been in and out of gyms all that time. And I haven't trained for 3 months because this study was saying that if you want to maintain muscle, I've got to a level where I'm really happy with my definition of muscle mass and all that sort of stuff, still gaining in strength. And I will talk about the strength gains actually, because I've logged them. I've got them on my whiteboard of the gym for you. But I found this study which said you can maintain your muscle mass once you get to a maintenance level by dialing back to 1/9 of what you were doing. And you can maintain that for 8 months, which to me, I didn't really think rung true with my own experience. I think when I don't train, I think when I go back, I am not back to square one, obviously, but I feel weaker. But I want to see if that's because of the way I used to eat, whether that's it. So I've not done this experiment and not trained since I've been carnivore. So I'm really excited. So it's 3 months, which has been purgatory to do this. And I'm actually due on the 1st of December tomorrow to train. I can tell you though, my chest press on Carnivore, I use this band. You know, I've gone on to, I know you tried the X3 and didn't really love it. So I'm on the elite band for chest press, and my reps were about 15 when I started on it. So they're now 28, but I do the 4 exercises, the 4 push exercises. So I do chest press, overhead, tricep and squat. And I logged that not only have I gone up in bands on all of those, also gone up on reps. So my squat, which I think was the one you found difficult, not my favorite exercise in the X3, but I stuck with it. I went from like band 2 and doing 40 reps, and then I went to 21 reps, band 3, and then I'm now on 30 reps. And then on the pull day, like the deadlift, bicep, row, and calf raises, it's just gone through the roof. It's absolutely gone through the roof. And I'm wondering, so I've now got when I stopped 3 months ago, my reps and the bands. So I think one of the benefits of it is it's really easy to be forensic with it. There's not many variants in it. So you've only got eight exercises. I've always done them in the same order, always do them pretty much at the same time of day. And I'm pretty boring actually. And I eat the same sort of things. So will that be true? Will I be able to go tomorrow and do 28 reps with the elite band? I don't think I can, but I'm very interested in how these scientific studies come up and how they work them, because a lot of things you read or are told in the mainstream don't ring true to me, and I'm quite intuitive about what is BS, if you like it, but I don't want to just dismiss it without me trying it. So I'm going to try tomorrow. But the exercise has been, fabulous. I think people are really surprised when I say, if I'm coaching them, it's not an essential. I think you joked the other day that it is the best supplement to the carnivore diet. I definitely agree with that. I actually say it's the butter on the steak, because you can really go a long way with just the carnivore diet. You can really reverse many things. And then when you're able to get into the exercise, that really is the butter on the steak. And I get across as well that, it's not about intensity and looking like a bag of walnuts, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger. If getting out of a chair is difficult for you, then get out of a chair 5 or 6 times in a row. And that's your intense exercise. Just be better than you were the day before, and log the progress, which is really sort of a real big motivator. And I mean, that's a great example, actually. I had somebody that was in a Zimmer frame, bent over, who actually said, Shawn, the NHS, that's the healthcare system here, the NHS have given up on me. Absolutely given up. This is a real woman in her lounge, slumped in a chair, and everyone's given up on her. And I said, well, I'm not going to give up on you. We tried to change all the diet because the worst, basically like a hospital diet of like porridge in the morning and orange juice and toast and all this sort of stuff. And we did actually get a big improvement in the diet, but with exercise, which is what you asked me about, she went from a Zimmer frame to basically walk to the kitchen and back and be completely hunched over. And I've got pictures of this because it's miraculous. She's been able to walk out into the garden without the Zimmer frame, absolutely upright, possibly with the better posture than some 20-year-olds, because we worked on posture, obviously. She was literally bent over, like, looking at her shoes when she was walking. And I think, many people think, well, yeah, but I'm too old to do this sort of things. So she was in her 60s. And you can change your life at any age with a little bit of activity. And even if you had activity in the past and seen it, peter off for whatever reason, lack of protein, muscle wastage, having too many kids running around, you can change it. And it only takes you making that decision and trying something. And it doesn't have to cost anything either. Like I say, getting out of the chair is free. Going for a walk is free, and the oldest person I ever had was an 89-year-old guy who came in with severe back pain. And he used to be a really good golfer, and he couldn't move, and he'd given up, and everyone had given up on him. And I said, well, we do some basic exercises, get you moving. The same sort of thing as just sit there, just getting out of the chair first, getting out into the garden, 89 he was. And then Jane and I were walking in, and he had a cane and everything, absolute agony. When he walked to the car, he put a handkerchief in his mouth because he was in so much agony. He didn't want to scream. That's how bad he was, 89. And we were in the park, Jane and I, just going for a walk. And Doug, his name was, he came around the corner. It was his 90th birthday, spring in his step, no cane, no handkerchief in his mouth. And Jane had never met him, actually, because I used to go to his house, actually. And I said, Jane, this is Doug that I spoke about. And, Stephen, it's my 90th birthday. I said, what are you doing to celebrate? Get this, Shawn. He said, I'm going off to do 9 holes of golf. Wow. And it's amazing that exercise and movement, again, I really struggled with getting him to change his diet, but you can't change the world. But he did improve his diet, but the exercise definitely helped him. And I think just somebody saying, you can do this. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to buy a program. You don't have to buy, this home exercise kit. You can just do it with movement. So, yeah, long answer again. Sorry, mate.
No, it's great. It's great. And for the record, I do still use the X3 bar. I find it there's certain exercises I prefer on it than others that it does. And I like doing the deadlifts and the curls and the shoulder presses and the chest press. And some of those, and they can be quite effective. So I still find it to be a good tool. It's impressive that you can do the elite band for bench pressing. I don't even use that one, maybe because my arms are so long. And the longer you got to push, the harder those bands get. To be fair, but anyway, that's amazing. And the one thing I will say, as I'm about to turn 56, I turned 56 in January, so in about a little over a month. I am literally, without exaggeration, stronger than I was when I was 50. And that's, most people would say that's unusual because you should generally see this downward slow decline trajectory as you get older. And I'm just not. I'm just getting stronger, which I think the diet does play a significant role now. I mean, granted, you got to put the work in and that type of stuff, but I think the diet is providing significant benefit in that regard.